Story time's not quite good enough for me, Jet. I need to introduce the competitive element of competition. You agree? You're nodding. Are you nodding just to be polite?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
It's a show that I'm listening to what you're saying.
Okay. I was not worried if you're listening. Because I'm not a baby. Are you listening, Brian? You're not nodding. I can't tell. Make sure you nod when Jimmy talks, Jet, so we can tell you this. Totally derailed by that nodding.
The competitive element?
Competitive element, thank you. What's better than story time? What's better than hanging out with some friends? I know. Hanging out with strangers and it's a competition. Know what I'm saying? Hanging out with strangers and it's a competition. That's way better than hanging out with friends. I don't even like my friends. I like strangers and competing with them. We're going to be telling our life stories. Whoever has the most interesting life story is going to get $1,000! It adds up. If you win 20 of these, that's $20,000, okay? I know you people are too stupid to understand adding up little amounts of money to make a big amount of money. But that's how it tends to work. And usually for people like you, it works the opposite way. You add up small losses into one big loss. You'll learn about that later. Or now. The nodding really f***ed me up. Jimmy, could you do forget the watch, could you do the me thing real quick and just look at Trisha? Just say me. Yeah. And then just put your hand, can you put your hands on her shoulders? Go ahead. Stand up so you're towering over her. Yeah. Yeah. More frantic, like a serial killer. Yep. Is there a box or something you can stand on to make him more sort of towering over her? Wait, stand on that.
Cry.
No, you're not gonna cry. That's enough. That was great. Great job, both of you.
Thank you. TJ,
it was really realistic.
You ready to start your life story?
I guess.
Again.
So, you know, I was born in, Michigan in the South, and my parents were teachers, and I grew up, and I had a sister, and you know, it was an okay childhood. It was good. It was nice. Nothing too crazy happened. Then I don't know, maybe around like when I was in early high school, I started rocking and shaking and all of that such, and I played cross country and from middle school until like high school, and that's where I met most of my friends, and like high school was okay. I took pictures of rocks for a long while, and I became. I was known for my dance skills at the various dances at school, and it was all good, and high school went on, and I eventually, I guess, became a homecoming king, and yeah, so, we went on in high school, and I eventually graduated but then I started working at Wendy's, and started going to community college for a year, and it was very bad. Then I went to this school called Wayne State in Detroit, during fall 2020. It was really bad because that's when COVID started, and it was really depressing because I lived in my dorm and I never saw anybody online. Then I went back home and I started working at a place called Meyer, and it also sucked because I had to carry around boxes all the time, and I was not as strong as I am today. And I did that for like basically a year. Then me and my friend, we decided to go to this place called Northern University, and we went to, and I majored in history for a bit. Then the next semester I majored in English, and it was fine, but I don't know, it was tough too because I don't know, it was hard to focus in class and care about that. And okay, go.
I was born in Cooks County Masonic Hospital in Chicago, Illinois. I was born with yellow skin and a cone head, but as you can see, I got better. I used to be a very cute baby. Then I grew up a bit and moved to Pennsylvania, and then I wound up sounding like a masculine lesbian for the longest time. I was always a very wacky and hyper kid and always getting in trouble. I was kicked out of nursery school. I was the youngest kid suspended in my elementary school. I used to love to get into fights. I learned the hard way in pre-first that I cannot stick my arms out to the side and fly. I did a one-hand clap with this and shattered my wrist. After that, I got sent to a private school, which was okay for a while, but then turned into a fucking madhouse with hopelessly corrupt staff. I then finally convinced my parents to take me out of that hole and put me back into public school. I went on to perform many other shenanigans like gluing coins all around high school and laughing at all the people that kept calling me would try to just stand there for damn near hours on end to pick them up. And half the coins I also peed on, so there's that. I then learned how to hollow out pens and blow airsoft BBs out of them, so me and the boys got into a big war with that. I learned the hard way when me and the boys thought that the demolition company was going to throw out all the asbestos-covered copper in these abandoned asylums by my house. And a few tens of thousands of dollars later, but in reality a few hundred thousands of dollars later, we got caught and got in some big trouble. Then Mother Dearest decided, oh yeah, hey, I think I'm going to ship my kid out to fucking Utah and have him like physically, psychologically tortured and just starved. And that's where I was until I finally managed to scrape together enough money and escape back to Pennsylvania. I was couch hopping for a bit, wasn't a good time for a while. Eventually got my together and got over it. It was kind of tough though, because the second I escaped Utah is when all those subhuman communists started screeching about white privilege. And they're the same who just watched me starve to death and were laughing, but donating to GoFundMe for some dumb like fund for a new digital camera. Nice one, Gina, you loser. And then afterwards, you know, I've just been working hard, went from job to job. I went to community college for a bit. They tried to have me swatted because I complained about the fact that they wanted me to take social justice classes. I'm not kidding you. Delaware County Community College forces the students to take social justice classes. And some who worked for the college named Charles Schnur thought it was really disturbing that I brought up how I was left for dead in Utah, that I called bullshit on the March for Our Lives movement, and was just talking about like shit that happened in my life, even like semi-famous people I'm related to, like Morton.
That's time.
So I was born in April of 2001 in Arkansas. I was 11 pounds and 2 feet tall, almost. So I was the largest baby around. And I was also the largest kid around. It was only, you know, until I was 12 or so that everyone else caught up with me physically. And then, yeah, so elementary school, middle school. Part of high school was all in public school. Then I finished in a private school, and it was nice. And, yeah, so college was fine. I went in person for a few years, and then, so last summer, I was diagnosed with, this is a lie kind of, but autism spectrum disorder. Like, they kind of hand that out like candy nowadays, you know? I don't believe that, but anyway, yeah. So I'm just like finishing online, and I'll finish next year. And so yeah, I work in, well, you know this already. Yeah, I work in construction, and yeah. I mean, I don't need 3 minutes. Should I keep going? Okay.
Early end?
Early end. Yeah.
Early end, that's it.
My name is Summer, as you know, and I was born in Minnesota, in Brainerd, Minnesota, to a mother and a father who were not married. My mom already had 2 pre-existing children, my 2 brothers, and I was a geriatric birth. So my mom had my brothers when she was in her 20s. She had me kind of late. So I kind of grew up with an older mom than the rest of my peers, and it was also a single mom situation because my dad lived in Minnesota, and my mom tells me that he was really like abusive to her. I have only met him like 2 or 3 times, so the times that I've met him, he seemed normal. So I'm not sure because. And I'm, sorry, okay, so me and my mom fought a lot when I was a kid, and, I think it could be because I was, like, severely, like, autistic in a way that was undiagnosed pretty much for my whole life, which I know people don't agree with all the time, but that's just kind of how I feel, because I would like get crazy tantrums, and I was very like a problem child, and like I would in school and stuff, I would get in trouble all the time, and even when I was really young. So me and my mom fought a lot. Like, she was never like, she's really sweet, but she's aggressive. So then in my high school, I went to high school, and I was kind of like, I don't know, I wasn't like popular or anything, but I feel like most of my friends in school I met at like Gay Straight Alliance Club, which I would go to sometimes like once a week or something, and that was kind of like my weirdo friend group. Like, I was like a weird girl, and like, then in high school there was a lot of issues. I have a lot of mental health issues, and they slowly got worse and worse because I was living with my mom. We hated each other so much, and then I got admitted into a residential facility when I was 16. So before that, I was hospitalized a lot for.
No, that's enough.
Okay.
That's it. 3 minutes.
I call her Ting Tang Walla Walla Bing Bang.
Does that count?
That
So
counts
I
towards your time.
I was born in Killeen, Texas. My dad was in the military. He was an E5 sergeant. Then we eventually moved to Palestine, Texas, and then we moved to Stephenville, Texas, and then they got a divorce. And I lived in Palestine with my mom for a little bit until I was about 7. I also stabbed myself in the hand in 1st grade on accident. And when I was around 9, during the summer when I was at my dad's, my mom married a man and moved to Oklahoma City and didn't tell my dad, so I was stranded at my dad's, and then he told me one day, and I ended up living at my dad's. And then from there I started playing softball, and I played softball for 10 years and was trying to go to college for softball. And I was bullied a lot in middle school and high school, and I became really emo in 8th grade and had a lot of self-confidence issues, and had struggled a lot with hurting myself and having eating disorder problems because I always struggled with weight. And I graduated valedictorian and went to college for what I thought was going to be free for accounting, and then it turned out that I still had to pay tuition and university fees, and then I ended up dropping out because I couldn't afford it, and now I have student loans. And from there, I was in a really long relationship living together, and it turned out really rocky and had to end really abruptly recently, and I had to move back to my mom's. And and right now I'm back at my mom's trying to build up my crochet business. And yeah, I was sent home crying a lot when I was a freshman in high school because I was bullied by seniors for no reason, and was charged at by a coach at one point. Yeah, I guess that's it.
What's charged at by a coach mean?
Like, she threw her clipboard down and like came at me screaming for no reason,
Oh wow.
and then I had to change schools.
Damn. Make it pop.
3, 2, 1, go.
Make it sizzle.
So I was born in Detroit. When I was born, they lost my heartbeat twice because the umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck. My family grew up with not a lot of money. We moved when I was younger to like this area outside of Flint in Michigan, and it was fine. I had like a fine time during high school. I had some friends. I was in band for all 4 years. I played the saxophone. I was in marching band, jazz band. That was really cool. I liked it a lot. And then I moved to Rhode Island to go to culinary school. And I really enjoyed that and made some good friends. And I learned a lot of like useful skills, even though culinary school is like kind of a sham. It's really expensive. And then I was living in Providence for a while, like working for like a food delivery company. And then I moved to Ohio for a job opportunity, and then I had a psychotic break, and couldn't leave the house, couldn't eat anything. I thought that I was gonna die all the time, and so then I went to the psych ward like 6 times, and I got like formally diagnosed with like major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety, and OCD with like some other things. So that was awesome. I spent a lot of time there getting help, and then yeah, I've just been super depressed like the last 2 years, and I stay at home all day playing Roblox with my online friends, and I harass people online over voice chat, and yeah, it's super fun, and now I'm here on Fishtank. So.
Do you have Discord Nitro?
No.
We can buy that for you.
Really?
But you have to promise you'll put it to good use. You gotta promise you're gonna use it to be productive. Just like all other Discord Nitro users.
So my friends like often call me like Dr. Manhattan or like Oppenheimer me because yeah, my parents, they went to the New York City as a honeymoon. Then after 8 months, somehow I was born. Yeah, and also my dad was from Nagasaki. So then like my friends call me like Dr. Manhattan. But I don't feel so bad.
Look up at the camera there.
Yeah, I don't feel so bad, cause yeah. Anyway, so yeah, when I was elementary school student, I got bullied because I was kind of naturally smart, but girls didn't like that because they struggled to study, but I didn't struggle with the academic things so much, so that's why like they hate so much, so like I got bullied. So then that timing I was scared like the females, but I have like that was my puberty, so I also have kind of like sexual desire like so strongly.
Yep.
Yep. So
Yep.
then yeah.
Extreme horny sexuality.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially the puberty.
Yep.
So then when I became a high schooler, but I could so get part-time job, and also at the same time the Oculus like VR come out that timing. So then I noticed, wait, so if I can like further like, so VR makes me like getting the women like, and also like super hot like women.
Yep.
That is the future, I thought. So then like I started the part-time job like 6 days a week during the going to the high school. Then somehow I got the VR like HTC Vive and the gaming PC, but it was 2017. That was pretty expensive. Anyway, so it takes 6 months. So 6 months I just worked 6 days a week. Anyway, I get the VR, so then I played, but I couldn't satisfy with the VR. Like, wait, it's just a screen like showing the.
You're saying VR.
VR, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
That's showing the just like virtually boobs. I couldn't satisfy with that. So that timing, I thought, okay, now is the time to connect the brain and computer. Then like make matrix more real. So
You were so horny that you wanted to make the Matrix more real by connecting the VR with the brain.
Yeah. Then I want to make
for porn.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Yeah, that was crazy. But my motivation was like that. So then I told my mom. So I want to go to the United States to study the brain and computer things because Japan is not so like advanced. But my parents also the single families. I was a single mother like family, so I don't have so much money. But yeah, but somehow I can get here because I get college and saving money. Yeah. So then yeah, after the graduate high school, so I entered the English school in the university. Then I learned English 3 months. Then I entered the community college. Then I transferred the other 4 years university now. Yeah. Then I'm here now. But yeah, I took one gap year, but that is another story. Anyway, thanks so much.
So the gap year is a separate story.
Yeah.
Got it.
It's too much for.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Got
Ladies
it.
and gentlemen, that was Shinji.
Summer, what do you say we wheel out that piece of story one more time for the fans? Sounds good.
Okay, so in high school, I was admitted to the residential facility, and actually that happened because I also lost, like JC, my senior year, or it was my junior year of high school. I lost like all of my friends. They were the GSA kids, and they were offended by like, I don't know, I don't think I really did anything that bad, but yeah, a bunch of people cut me off, and that kind of triggered like a meltdown.
What'd you do?
Really, I didn't do anything, but they said I was like racist, sexist, transphobic, homophobic, like they sincerely believe that, which is crazy to me and the people who actually know me. But so I pretty much and then after
Will you take a stand against hate right now?
Like.
Yeah, like take a stand and pledge to you not like that.
Would you rather me like? What if I did like the kneel?
No, just stand.
Okay.
Why are you volunteering to kneel?
Oh, it's like the Black Power kneel.
Okay.
Huh.
Thanks.
You dropped your chip. The void need.
Okay, I stand against hate.
Actually, you can do the Black Power kneel if you want.
It's kind of cringy.
Oh, you can't sneeze.
I support you. But okay, so after that triggered the hospitalization for a really long time. After that, I felt like I got a brand new perspective on things in a good way, and I got into a long-term relationship for 2 years with a guy who was my coworker at a grocery store. And we had a really good, it was pretty stable, but because of the rumors about me back at home, his stepbrother had a girlfriend who was friends with those people, and she was f***ing psycho. I want her to see that somehow. I don't like her, but she literally, like, convinced his stepbrother to, like, rally against me. They tried to go to his parents and say, like, don't let her into your house because she's gonna do something crazy, like it's gonna be terrible for your reputation, because his parents were local musicians, I guess, and that was stressful for me. And it lasted over like 2 years. They never broke down about, like, they never backed down from it, and it was so wild to me, and I started to believe myself that I was this like horrible, like, it was horrible.
That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Everything was normal until like high school. I met this guy. I like dated him for 7 years. He was in I think like sophomore year I got pulled out of high school because I did some pretty f***ed up shit.
What'd you do?
I was caught in a bathroom with him in public, and and then I got detained, and then I got pulled out of high school, and I was homeschooled for a little bit, and I ended up marrying him, and I moved with him to Fort Hood, Texas, and it was really terrible. I was in a house full of guys that I lived with when he was enlisted to the Army, and we all did it all the time, and it was really, it was terrible. They all wanted to me. It was terrible. I did not like it, and I ended up getting a divorce with him. I ended up finding out that him and all his guy friends shared a pocket together, and it was really embarrassing. And I'm just trying to figure my life out right now, and I live back home with my parents. Yeah, I don't even know. Life up.
Well, I'll make this brief. I was born on Christmas Day, 1999. I shared a birthday with Jesus Christ. I was very friendly growing up. I had a lot of friends. I was never a loner. I welcomed people into my life, and I had a relatively normal upbringing. I lived in a suburban neighborhood, and everything was good until I got to high school. And when I got to high school, I met a girl, and everything was good at first, but something happened that kind of changed the dynamic of the relationship. So we were together in high school, and we were out, and we were getting...
Can we get the losers to quiet down?
Yo, losers, shut it!
Me and my girl, we got like frisky, I guess, in the bathroom, and the cops came, and they detained us. But she and I didn't break up. We stayed together, and this is crazy, but we ended up getting married, and we moved to be closer to my friends, and things were good. It was me and my wife. And it got weird though, because all my friends, like, they wanted to f her. And she divorced me when she found out that me and all my friends were sharing a pocket.
In the Army.
Were you in the Army? And I was in the Army.
Yeah.
And she left me. But it's funny. It was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because look at me now. I'm living my dream, and you know, I don't harbor any animosity towards anybody, but it was one of the things in my life that I don't regret. That's it for me.